your arms up overhead. Take a deep breath in. You're going to keep your arms beside your ears as you softly bend your knees and push your hips back behind you. So we're maintaining a neutral spine here, keeping our arms beside our ears. We're not going to let them drop to the ground. That would encourage kind of rounding that upper back. So you're tightening those shoulder blades. Perfect. We're going to straighten our legs in order to stand up nice and tall. Continue to reach for the ceiling. Big breath in. Soften the knees and push the hips back. Coming into this big hinge. So we're really stretching out our glutes and our hamstrings and straighten those legs out to stand back up. Good. Let's do a few more. Stand. Awesome. We want to keep our knee joint right where it is. We want to pivot our hips behind that knee joint. You want to take a look. Make sure that your knees are not dropping forward. Your hips aren't dropping down. Good. Come to standing. Let's do one more. My shoulders are starting to feel in holding this position. Hips back. And then we're going to stand up nice and tall. Perfect. Drop the arms down. Round that upper back. And roll down to the floor. Really lift those hips up towards the ceiling. You're going to keep both the legs as straight as you can. You're going to pedal your feet. So I'm alternating lifting my heels up off the floor. And that's going to rock my hips back and forth. Good. And as I do so, I'm just letting my upper body lean more and more forward towards the ground. Perfect. Stop that pedaling and come forward into a plank. Awesome. Squeeze your legs nice and tight. You're going to drop your chest to the floor. You're going to lift your hands up off the ground. Hands back down. Rise up to a plank. Good. Repeat that again. Stomach to ground. Your knees are staying lifted off the floor. Lift those hands. And back up to plank. Repeat. Lift the hands. If you have to here, if you feel like it's better for you to drop those knees to come back up into your plank, go ahead and do that. Two more. Stomach to ground. Good. One more. And back. Push those hips back, walk your hands towards your feet. And pedal those feet out again. Keeping the knees nice and straight. An alternative would be just to bend the knees, keeping the ankles still. You can choose your level there. We're going to bend both the legs and roll up. Awesome. Okay. Let's get into some joint isolation. So we're going to start with our rib cage. So as I'm facing the camera, my hips are staying nice and still. And I'm just going to move my rib cage side to side. So in order to do this, we're thinking about applying that ab belt right around those hips. Lots of tension from the waist down, allowing freedom through this upper body. Perfect. Back to center. We're going to move that forward and back. So we're keeping those hips nice and still. Just moving that rib cage forward and back. It's like you're collapsing, popping your chest out. Good. 3 more. 3, 2, 1. Back to center. Awesome. Good, so in between all of those extremes, so from side to side, the middle and the front and back, that middle, that is your nice neutral spine. That is where our alignment should be when we're hitting our top positions. Okay, so thinking about building this foundation. Going towards our hips, we're gonna rock them forward and back. So those soft knees. Now our rib cage and shoulders are staying still. You're trying to get as much range as you can with these hip tilts. That's it. Having freedom through these joints and just knowledge of where our neutral positions are really give you access during the workouts to optimize everything that you're trying to achieve. Good, back to center. So finding that middle range, we're gonna move it up and down. So this is where the pedaling of the feet came in. So I'm not sure if you can see my feet when I'm this close. So my legs are staying straight at the moment, and I'm lifting one heel, that rises my hip up. But I'm watching that my shoulder doesn't compensate either. This is a nice core workout here. If you're really paying attention and dialing in those details, you get more for it than just being able to move your hips. Good, let's just rock back and forth again. 3, 2, 1, and side to side. Right in that middle zone. Noting if one side is harder than the other. 3, 2, 1. Fabulous, okay. Feet go shoulder width apart. Just on this slight little turnout here. We're gonna put our ribs and our hips into that nice neutral position as we sink down to the ground in a squat. So we're always watching that we don't compensate through our torso. Dropping the right knee down in front. You're laying that inside ankle down to the ground. Opening those knees back up again. I'm gonna really push my elbows and open up those legs. Good, other side, line it down. Fantastic, right through that center. I'm gonna squeeze my glutes to pull my knees open. And then just apply a little bit of pressure with my arms. Good. Forward. And bring it back. And continue. Open that up. One more each side. Good. Getting more confident in this center position. Last one. Perfect. Standing straight up. Those hips and ribs haven't moved, they haven't shifted. Shake it out. Okay, we're going down to the ground to do a little bit of core with our kettlebell. We have 2 exercises that we're going to repeat. They are going to be your plank drag and push-ups. So we have 5 reps of each, 5 rounds. It's just nice and quick to kind of fire up those torso muscles a little bit more. So in this plank drag, you're setting yourself up right beside your kettlebell. Feet, the wider they are, the more stability that you have. All right, so nice and wide here. Thinking about where your hips and rib cage are. Reach underneath and pull the kettlebell across. Place that hand back down. Reach underneath, pull the kettlebell across. Once you've done 5, you can go into your version of a push-up for 5 reps. We're going to do 5 rounds of this as quickly as possible. Are we ready? Okay, let's begin. Let's come on top of our kettlebell. We'll try to keep pace with each other. If you get ahead, good for you. If you want a little bit more time, also good for you. Are you ready? Let's begin. Pull. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I'm going to drop to my knees, get my shoulders away from my ears. I need 5 push-ups. 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready to go up into your plank. Plank, legs are tight. Pull. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Coming down for 5 push-ups. Nice. Make sure that your head is not bobbing towards the ground. Your head stays in line with your spine and your torso. We don't want it to be dropping down. 1 more. Okay. Let's get ready for your planks. Right up to the side and go. To reduce the hip tilts or rotations, you're going to push into your hand and your opposite foot. Keeping your hips nice and still. 4 and 5. Down for 5 push-ups. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay. We got 2 more rounds here, ladies. We're all in this together. Ready? And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Down. Push-ups. Nice strong core. Keep the ribs and hips from moving. And you're just pivoting from those knees or your toes. 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 1 more round. Let's get ready. Okay, last one, best one. Here we go. Reach under, pull across. Under and across. 2, 3, and 5. Okay. You ready for 5 push-ups? 1, 2, 3. Think about alignment for your last 2. And 1. Good stuff. Grab a drink. Nice quick drink. Roll out your wrists. Okay, we should be fired up. We should be ready to go. We have 1 more quick little band work to do before our complex. So let's grab our band and put it back down to the ground. Excuse me. Okay, so I'm going to put it around my thighs. I'm going to come lay on my back. You can use your kettlebell for this, or you don't have to do it all. You can just use your band. That's up to you. Choose your level. We're going to do our glute bridge. So you're driving the elbows into the floor, anchoring your heels, squeezing those cheeks, and keeping tension on those bands. We're just going to go up and down Big squeeze at that top for 10. Next, we're going to find our neutral spot on the ground, bringing our legs up to 90, going into those alternating leg extension, or otherwise known as dead bugs. In this particular movement here, it's not so much as being able to straighten out the leg and touch the ground. We're striving for that eventually, but what we want right now to start with or to build off of is your ab belt. Okay, so when we're down on the ground, you can go into those hip rocks. You can find that neutral position where the hips are not tilted back or forward. You're going to push your ab belt on and watch that your thighs are doing this ball and socket swivel, and your hip bone isn't the one rocking. All right, we're really going to fire up our core. That's going to help us immensely with our swings coming up. To take anything out of that low back and really fire up the backside of our body, as in like your hips and your glutes, not your low back. Okay? So if we're ready, we're only going to do 3 rounds of this one. We have 10 glute bridges, 10 alternating dead bugs, really dialing in because we're preparing for the complex. Okay, I'm going to go and take my kettlebell, place it on my hips here, my pubic bone, and go into my thrusts. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, big squeeze at the top, 6, 7, 8, 2 more, 9, 1 more, 10. You can choose to keep the kettlebell up overhead. I'm locking it here in my thumbs while we go into our alternating leg extension. Even if it's just a kick out in front with that heel, as long as the hip structure itself is not rocking, you've got it. Halfway. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. Set it down. Bridges. Up, and then give me a little bit more of a thrust right at the top. Up, a little bit extra squeeze. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, driving down to those heels. 9, big squeeze to the top. 10. I'm going to lift that bell, holding it over top of my belly button, and extend. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, almost there. Keep those hips from rocking. 9 and 10. Come on, let's go one more round, guys. And get it up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. One more big squeeze. Down, lift it up. And get ready. Putting that ab belt on. Here we go. 3, 6, 7, almost. 8, 9, save the best one for this one. 10. Down, roll it over. Whew, fantastic. Okay, take that band off. Grab a little drink. Whew. If you have wrist guards that you want to use, go ahead and put those on now. Okay. So we have 3 exercises that we're going to do. We have our swing, we have a clean, and we have a thruster. So that's kind of like a hidden one because it's a 2-in-1. A thruster is a squat into a press. So 3 exercises, but maybe you counted this one. What we're going to do is we're going to repeat that complex on one side for 2 minutes. Then we're going to go to the next side for 2 minutes. We're going to rest for 1 minute. We've been doing this format for the past week. It seems to be working out really nicely. Let's break down that swing really quickly. Okay, so we did a lot of work kind of aligning our torso. That is super key and super important when it comes to our swings. If you want to go anywhere with kettlebells or your fitness, these little keys were really going to up that for you. So in your swing, when you are about to set up, it starts there. Okay, you gotta set up in this nice hinge position. Just like we did in warm-up, opening up the backside of your body. This is the powerhouse here, okay? When we're reaching forward to that kettlebell, you can do this slight little sink and load up those hips. Pulling into that backswing, it's going to rise your hips up for you to now straighten those legs and explode that bell out in front of you. That weight comes back to your hips. We don't go down, we go back. Okay, big back swing and straighten out those legs. It's all in the power, hips down. If we have our hips and our rib cage is kind of floating around throughout our swings, it starts to look silly. It gets exhausting over time because you're not really, when you're stacked up, it's a lot more efficient and you will feel that your endurance has improved because you're not flailing everywhere, right? So ribs, nice and tucked, hips, neutral. We brace this using our ab belt, and when it's being pushed back, there is no movement. Okay, standing straight up. That is key for you, and that's what I want you to focus on today. Honestly, that alone is a lot to think about. So throughout the rounds, I'll just give you little kind of tips on how to kind of engage that position more. So let me show you the complex quickly. We're gonna go swing, clean, into a thruster. Swing, clean, into a thruster, which is a squat press. Last little key here for that swing, or that clean, keep that elbow bent when you want to bring it into your chest. Okay, just bend that elbow in order to get it up to your rack. Are we ready? I think we're ready. I'm going to set my timer. So get with that bell, bond with that bell. Okay. And I want to see everybody in their hike position. That is your loaded up position. You are getting ready to go. 3, 2, 1, begin. We are going to swing, clean, squat, and press. Swing, clean, squat, and press. Swing, clean, squat, and press. Show me what that other arm is doing. Mimic your other side. Nice and tight. Looks really good. Your squat goes as deep as you can, powering from the ground, getting it up overhead. Legs tighten up. They straighten from the ground as you're coming from that swing. That's it, good job, keep going, almost there. Swing, clean, squat and press. Swing. Okay, it's about that time where I think the timer's broken. Keep going. It's got to be just around the corner. There it is, next side. Good, big pull. Legs. Clean. Squat and press. There we go. Awesome. That press is right up overhead. Get that bicep near the ear. That kettlebell is in front of the chest in that rack position. Right on top of those abs. Down and up. Good pace there, guys. When we're getting tired, we really need to drive those legs straight so we don't come from that low back. That's it. Oh, shoot. That's it. Have that press come right into that squat. Almost there. This is fantastic. And rest for 1 minute. Nicely done. Okay, I guess the heart rate up a bit. If there's any questions, if you want me to kind of step closer and take a look at something specifically, just kind of let me know. Tara, I'm going to take a quick break and I'm going to watch your swings because I know that we wanted to go over those. They looked good from afar. Put my training wheels on. Oh, let's go, round 2. Let me see. Oh, gorgeous. Oh, yes, you're standing up nice and tall, loading up through those hips, nice deep squat, flat back. I like what I'm seeing here. Oh my goodness, guys. There we go. Right when that bell lands on your chest, your torso, or your abs, they tighten up, they tense up, they, oh goodness, they absorb the weight. Your muscles are going to tense to absorb the weight. Good job. There we go, Courtney. Let me see that straightening of those legs, like power straight. Think more fitness than sport lift. Sport's a lot more relaxed. Here we want more tension. There we go, really squeezing those glutes at that top position. Beautiful. Nice work. Breathing out at the top. Nice sharp exhales. It's hard. You gotta weight overhead. You gotta weight out in front of you. You have a weight coming onto your chest. There we go. Don't let too much breath out. You don't want to deflate underneath that weight. You want just enough to tense up and embrace the weight. Good work. We're coming up, we're coming up. That's it. Hold square, Courtney. I know you're resting, I know you are. Try to hold square in that rest. Okay, switch sides. Right at the end here. Swing. Clean. Press. Nicely done. These wrist guards are heavenly for these cast iron kettlebells. They hit a lot harder. That's it. Round two. It feels so much smoother. Here we go. Hip. Feels good, guys. But one more minute. There we go. Power that thruster right from the ground. Stay strong. Give me another round. Here we go. Another rep. Let's rest. We have one more minute of rest, one more round. This is good. This is real good. For 30 seconds. You ready to go into our last round here? Just trying to set up a video as well. Okay. Are we ready? Last round. You get to position. Let's go. Last time. Swing, clean, and press. Oh, thruster, squat and press, pardon me. Courtney, what's that other arm doing? Want to see you patterning it. Good job, guys. Just take it to the end. One complex at a time. In that squat, I kind of like to clasp my hands to Keep that bell in my torso nice and rigid. Couple more. Press it up right from the bottom. Get that ab belt on whenever you're questioning anything. That's it. Give me another swing. And other side. That's it. Last side. Right from the bottom. That's it. Keep a nice, good pace for yourself. Test out the different kind of depths in your swing. Are you staying shallow? That's it. Come on, join your right to the end. Let's go. Couple more reps. You've made it this far. Feels good to break a sweat. Move our body. That's it. To be gasping for air. Oh my God. This is the end. I know it. Come on, pick it up. Right when you're questioning yourself, is this the end? Do one more. We are done. That's it. Good job. Virtual high five. Bring it in. Bam. Thank you very much. Grab a drink. We're gonna meet on the floor for some stretches. We're gonna come down onto our knees. Whew. Okay. Whew. My goodness. I just have a little sip. I'll meet you down on the ground. Well, that feels good. Coming down. Take my training wheels off here. Okay, I'm gonna take my hands. I'm gonna point my fingers down towards the ground and take the back of my hands onto the floor. The more I back my knees away, the more the stretch amplifies. I'm gonna sit back and breathe out. I'm gonna come forward, take that stretch off for a big breath. In and out. Back and forth. That's it. Really just rock with these breaths. Let your heart rate come back down. Perfect. What you're going to do now is make a fist towards the floor, and you're going to put your thumb inside your fist. Okay, you're going to take this circle and hinge it forward to stretch this outside of the wrist here. Bring it up towards that elbow. You're going to rock from your knuckles and forward for a big breath out. Forward and back. And we're going to add on to this one. So we're rocking forward, and now we're going to walk back to our pinkies, keeping our elbows nice and high off the floor. That allows us to get that under stretch of the wrist. Keep those elbows lifted, bringing up and forward for 3, 2, and 1. Awesome. Palms down, spread your fingers out. You're going to rock your shoulders like a rainbow over top from pinky to pinky and back again. Just like a little semicircle. And as you go back and forth, you just lean further and further forward. As that range becomes more accessible to you, and then you can start pressing your fingertips into the ground as you start passing by. That's it. We work at a desk, we do a lot of paperwork, typing, texting, pretty much everybody in the world these days. This is a go-to for after work. Perfect. Back into center position. You're going to rock straight forward. You're just going to push your fingertips into the ground, and that's going to push you back to your heels. So you're leaning straight forward. And then when you're as far as you can go, you're going to push your fingertips into the ground, and that's going to push you back onto your heels. Breathing in and out. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Fabulous. Good. Hands and knees. We're just going to spread underneath. Bring your left shoulder to the ground. Pushing your right hand into the floor. And stacking the right shoulder over top of your left. Bring it back to center by straightening out that right arm and alternate. Open up the back of those shoulders. Push your hand in the ground, bring your shoulders back to neutral. Other side. Nice. You're going to take that top arm, reach towards the ceiling. Nice. Bring it back to center. Other side. Thread underneath. Stack those shoulders. Keep them there. Reach towards the ceiling. Work through that upper back to get your range. Awesome. Back to center. We're going to come onto our stomach. Put the back of that here so you can see. Arms out to a T. Palms are going to stay down onto the floor, so we're limiting our range here. You're going to lift your right leg off the ground, and you're going to rotate and twist towards the left. See if you can tap the floor without your hands shifting. Return back, another side. As soon as you've gone to your full range and your full exhale, just return back to center and switch legs. That's it. There we go. This is like a stretch and a strength all in one. You really do want to work at the end of those ranges. Your core, your hip flexors, your hamstrings, your back, and your feet are really all helping you get more out of this range here. Just look straight down at the ground. We're going to do one more each side. Last one here. And push it up and back into a child's pose. Just a little bit of cat and cow. Awesome. One more each. And back to neutral.